Hello, oracles. So lately, I have been thinking a lot about this downturn in the market. What can we do to get through this? I dollar cost average. We're going to get into more of that later. But it's like I've had so many waves of inspiration coming in. I've been having this nagging sensation to just make some changes. It's time to, shake off the rust, get rid of this lazy mentality and just start doing something. It's time to make some changes and move forward. We've got the market bringing us down and it's weighing on us emotionally, but how can I break out of that? Because if I let the market bring me down, I'm just going to end up like everyone else and suffer through it. How can I be on the other side of this? How can I be different and stand out to come through this and thrive? And so I took a step back and I asked myself about the market and this downturn and said, how long is this going to be? Nobody knows. How deep are we going to go? Nobody knows. So because of so much uncertainty, what can we do for ourselves? What can we invest in order to get through this and come out thriving on the other side? And for most of you who have been following the channel for a while, you know that my strategy is a plan for the worst and hope for the best strategy. Now, my plan for the worst usually will be a good plan regardless of whether the worst happens or not. And it gives me the versatility and the agility to invest properly going forward in the best way possible. So for me, the worst case scenario is obviously we hit a severe market crash, we go into a recession, possibly a depression. I don't think we'll get anywhere near that. But what happens if we get to a 12 to 18 month recession where we just keep on pulling down and the dip just keeps on dipping? Now granted, I personally don't think that this is going to last more than maybe 3 to 6 months. We'll get things kind of settled down, but it could go on for a little while. So what is my worst case scenario strategy? My worst case scenario strategy is cash flow generation. Find as many sources of cash flow generation that I can. Create some if I need to. Most of this is going to come from investing in other things rather than the stock market. And this is where diversity for me truly comes into play. Diversity within your portfolio is great. Diversity outside of your portfolio to be able to generate some cash is even better. And for those of you who are all in on Tesla stock, what better way to get yourself some more Tesla stock than having outside cash flow generation to be able to invest even more when we get some nice dips, or even if it's running. Either way, having extra money coming in to be able to invest is always beneficial. Fortunes are born during bear markets. And what this means is the value of your money will be multiplied even more because you invested during a bear market when the market was down. So the return on that money will be magnified later as we pull out of it. And this holds especially true for the really good growth companies. We saw it happen with Apple coming out of the 2008 and 2009 recession, and the same will happen coming out of this. And Tesla is the one that is number one on my list. So the more you invest in Tesla stock now while we're in a downturn, the more it will turn around later. Can it go down more? Of course it can. But long term, we will come out of this and this will still look like an extremely low price, and you'll magnify that money even more the lower it goes. Which is why having the cash generation coming in will allow you to magnify that even more because you invested more. And this is precisely why the wealthy just keep getting wealthier, because this is what they do. They invest more when the market is down because they know that you're going to get a much better return on their investment later. So, dollar cost averaging, still the best way to go when you're investing. But how can I dollar cost average during a bear market because we're still going down? Like, it's not easy to turn your money around, because the only way to ensure that you're going to have enough cash on hand to continue investing in a dip as it keeps on dipping is to have it come from other sources. Find a side hustle. And heck, even for those of you who are all in the market, find a side hustle. Do something. You've got all the time, you're retired. Maybe you go down to the local golf course and get a part-time job as a ranger. Little things that you can do as a side hustle. So for me, my ways of generating cash flow are my full-time job. That is my number one, that's my main. So my focus there is I'm going to focus on that and helping my company grow their business as well to ensure the security of my cash flow there over the long term. And now realistically, I do not want to be doing that for the rest of my life. It's a great company, I enjoy working for them most of the time, but I want to be able to have more financial freedom. So all of my other cash generation sources that I have are building up to a point where I can work at them now, but they will be passive income later. Having passive income cash generation sources is, for me, the way I'm trying to build everything up for the next 5 to 10 years. This is what will create my own personal S-curve. And now I'm at the bottom of my S-curve, but I want to create a situation where I will hit exponential growth in my cash flow generation and my wealth going forward. And while investing in the stock market, and Tesla especially, are huge for my S-curve growth over the next 5 to 10 years, cash flow generation is going to be important to be able to invest more into that stock market and more into Tesla stock. So my first strategy is real estate. So for me, I am in the process of getting my real estate agent license. And so once I get that, I can help other people buy and sell their houses for some additional income. Plus it will allow me to better invest in real estate going forward. Now, again, with the stock market turning down and interest rates going up, the housing market may get a little unstable. But if you are investing in real estate to be a cash generator, like for me, I'll be investing in 3 to 4 family multifamily homes. Then I can generate some cash. I have that rent coming in, there's more cash flow coming in into my pockets, and then I can utilize that to reinvest into that real estate or invest into the stock market. My next form of cash flow generation is through Beachbody. And I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's a company. It's actually publicly traded as well, BODY as their ticker symbol. Not doing so well right now. It's actually one of the ones I will probably sell off. But the company itself is outstanding, and it's about investing in your health and fitness. For those of you who don't know, I have run Spartan races and Tough Mudders and obstacle course races for 10 years. I did 3 24-hour obstacle course races in Iceland and Sweden. And for the last 2 years, I have since retired from them to let my body recover. Well, guess what? I'm in my 40s, and I don't want to feel like I'm in my 80s in my 40s. I want to feel like I'm in my 40s when I'm in my 80s. So I focus and invest on my health and fitness, and at the same time I can help others do the same, and I can help generate some cash for myself at the same time. And then I also have dividends, and dividend stocks and funds. And by having these dividends, you have this cash flow coming in over the course of every month or every quarter to be able to give yourself this cash as the market is either trading sideways or down. And then lastly, I have this YouTube channel. And for me, it's a great source of income so far. But I do this channel more to help you guys and share my wisdom and insights with you to help inspire you to be able to do the same and the best for your own self and your portfolio. So getting paid on the side is just nice. And it's nice because it helps me invest more money into this channel to be able to provide better content for all of you. And I can learn along the way and share more with you to help you guys grow. So it's a win-win situation for me there, and I love sharing this with you guys. And so what do we invest in? Well, the stock market is plummeting, so putting all of your money there may not be the best solution. Real estate may be coming down, so putting your money there may not be the best solution unless you're investing in something that can give you cash flow generation. Holding your money in cash for the long term may not be a safe play either because inflation keeps going up, so your money is realistically losing its value. So where do we put our money? Well, I am currently investing in myself. I'm investing in my education. Like I said, the real estate agent courses. I'm investing in my channel here for YouTube to help provide better content for you. I'm investing in that real estate to help give myself cash generation. I'm investing in my health and fitness to be able to help others do the same and promote my Beachbody business. So anything you do for cash generation investing is probably the best way to go. Regardless of whether we turn the market around or not, guess what? You're still going to have that cash flow generation. And cash flow generation is always a good thing to have, whether the stock market is doing well or whether it's not. What's the harm in having cash flow generation? There's nothing. Now granted, if we do go back into a bull run market, you may want to have more money invested there. But by having the cash flow generation coming in, you've got that agility and versatility to be able to say, you know what? Instead of investing more money in my cash flow generation outlets, I'm going to invest more money into the stock market. Either way, you have more money available to invest and more money flowing into you on a regular basis to be able to utilize in whichever way is best for you. Think about the best companies that are out there that you can invest in. Tesla is one that obviously we talk about all the time here. Their cash flow generation is huge, and because they have this cash flow generation coming in, that gives them the versatility to be able to better their company and become so much better than everyone else. Same principle applies to you and your own personal portfolio and your own personal life. The more cash flow generation you have coming in, the more versatility you will have to be able to invest in yourself and your own future. And so when people talk about, buy when others are selling and sell when others are buying, well, we're now in a situation where others are selling. So buy, but buy wisely and invest wisely little bits here and there. And when it comes down to it, in these times where it's hard, work harder. Other people are going to be giving up and they're not going to want to work as hard because it is hard. Double your efforts. This is where I am investing my time and efforts into my cash flow generations, working harder than I did before, spending more time and effort on bettering myself between education, health and fitness, finances. All of this information that I'm going to take now while others are giving up is just going to make me come out of this even stronger. And so if we do get that market turnaround come mid-March, I will have some cash flow generation options coming. And guess what? Because I have done this, let's say we do hit another bull market for the next 5 or 6 years. Awesome. I have still built up cash flow generation sources for myself. So in the future, when we do get another downturn, we will always get downturns. Guess what? I still have that foundation of cash flow generation to be able to take advantage of those downturns and come out even stronger on the other side. And if you're wondering what other areas of your life can you possibly get some cash flow generation, take a step back and ask yourself, what do you love to do? You can say, I love to play video games. Well, how can you generate some wealth? By playing video games. Maybe you like to do some art. How can you generate some wealth doing art? Anything you can possibly do. Live your dream. Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to have that little side hustle, and there's a whole nother video I have made to discuss how to utilize that for your benefit. But you've got a side hustle doing what you love, making money doing it. If you continue to do that, we get through downturns, now you get yourself to a place of financial freedom sooner. And then guess what? You're now literally living your dream because you are making money, doing what you love, and having all this freedom of time to do all the other things that you love as well. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys use for cash flow generation? When we go into these times of downturns, do you have an outside source of income that you are utilizing to invest in the market? Or are you all in and you're just holding on through this, waiting for it to turn around because we know it will turn around? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla information as well as pertinent stock news, and I share all of my daily trades with you there as well. Thank you all so much. Have a great one.